Hello and welcome to YQL Stories. I'm your host, Andreas Troschke, and today we will be talking with Husky First Charger. Husky comes to us to share about his journey and love for skateboarding, a sport which he credits for redirecting the path of his life when he was a youth and enabling him to foster a stronger relationship with his daughter later in life. And today, Husky is using skateboarding as a tool that has enabled him to spread awareness and positivity throughout his community. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy the interview. So how about we start off by you giving us a brief introduction to yourself?
My name is Husky First Charger. I'm from the Ganiwa Blood Reserve, and I grew up around the area. So yeah, I don't. Sorry, I just don't.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where you want me to start.
Oh, that's fine. We'll start with skateboarding because
Sure.
that's why you're here.
Okay.
Tell me a bit about the role you're playing in skateboarding right now.
Skateboarding. Well, yeah. Well, I just started. I was sponsored, but I ended up kind of leaving the team. Just I don't know. I didn't really see. I don't know, having a point in sponsor ads for right now. But yeah, I was, but I quit. And right now I'm just skating for fun.
All right.
Yeah. And like I've always been doing, just kind of skating for fun and everything. And I started skateboarding when I was 13 years old, throughout my teens there. Just kind of kept with it throughout my teens and everything. And yeah, and when I was a little kid, actually, I saw some kids riding a board around, and I always wanted one, but I just couldn't. My parents couldn't really afford it. We were Finally, a buddy of mine, actually, he got a skateboard for Christmas, and he called me up. He was stoked on it. So I went down to his house and we were kind of sharing his board, like just taking turns on it, having fun with it, and that's how I started getting into it. And then I noticed a lot of my buddies were kind of doing it. And yeah, and that's how I started getting into it. Once I started getting into it, I knew I really wanted to do it. And I just found it a lot of fun doing it too. And it was kind of, kept me out of trouble, actually. And I didn't really do drugs or anything throughout my teens until when I was 18 of age. So, but it kept me out of trouble. I knew, like, when I was younger, I noticed I was kind of going in that direction of dysfunctional and everything like that. But once I started skateboarding, I started wanting to do that more and more. And we didn't really have a skate park around. We just kind of did street. And I kind of moved away. I moved away for a bit, and finally I was able to afford a skateboard and everything. So that's when I ended up working and saving up for it, and finally got my own skateboard. And then I moved back in town there by the Blood Reserve. And when I got back, they finally had a skate park, and I was really stoked on it. So I started, just riding my board. And like I said, I felt like it got me out of trouble throughout my teens and going through high school. And I finally, I graduated and everything, and I found myself progress quickly till I hit 18. Then graduated, and then I kind of started just kind of life, I guess, working and all that stuff. And that's when I kind of started getting into alcohol. It wasn't too bad, but just occasionally and everything like that. And then I probably like a year or two, maybe 3 years, but then I had my kid, and just everything kind of came up, and I was trying to skateboard, but I couldn't. And I felt like my body was kind of breaking down. And at this point, like when I was younger, I was I was just a typical skateboarder, we don't do exercises or anything like that. We don't see anything, or just typical skate rat, just get on your board and go without stretching or whatnot. And just throughout the years, it was just, I think my body was just breaking down because I never, stretched or anything like that. Probably when I was like 23, I started feeling like my shoulder was kind of bugging me because I broke it a couple times, and my knees, my, just like joints and stuff. And I just never did the rehab or exercise or anything like that. Felt like I was about 24. That's when I kind of started getting into the gym and boxing, but still at that time I wasn't really doing much though. I was just kind of going here and there. Plus I just had my kid, my daughter Ray Marie, and she, like I had a kid, so I was there for her, just doing my thing and trying to be a parent. So and working a full-time job and trying to, like do all this, like just life again. So, and I just kind of didn't skate for a while, for a bit. Then probably when I was like 26 or 27, a buddy of mine told me about, he was going to a kickboxing gym and stuff. And I was like, I was kind of like, oh, my body's breaking down and everything. I was only 26 too. Like I couldn't, felt like I couldn't really do anything. And finally I just was like, I'm just going to go try it out. He kept bugging me too. So I was like, yeah, I'll go try it out. And at the same time, another buddy of mine was like telling me I should go try biking with him. And I kind of still have that mind of like, I don't like, screw that, screw all those hobbies and stuff. I was just typical, like stereo, like just cared about skateboarding, but I couldn't skate though. My body was breaking down. And went to the boxing gym with him and I really liked it. And I just kind of kept going back to the gym. And my buddy bugged me again if I wanted to go biking with him. I was like, it's like, I had nothing to do that day.
Yeah.
My day was free, so I went to go bike with him. I took my bike. Well, he let me borrow his bike and everything, so I got on his bike, and yeah, I just started riding, and I noticed my back was starting to feel better. Yeah, I noticed my back, and like I started to feel better. Throughout when I was 19, throughout I was 19, I just felt like my tricks were going on, and I didn't have any tricks on my board, and but I always there's always that. It was like a first love,
Yeah.
It was always just there, the skateboarding and everything. And I just felt like I just didn't have any tricks. And when I get on the skate, my back would be sore for like a couple of weeks, and like my body would be sore and stuff. And I just wasn't exercising. But then when I finally started getting into the gym and started biking, my body started adapting, and I was like, oh, this actually works. So then I started skateboarding, and then I moved to BC for a bit. And I was just kind of starting to get back into skateboarding. When I moved to BC, I had met a couple of buddies up there, skate park, and they would always call me and come over to my house and we would hang out. They would always force me to go out and skate. So that's how I started really getting back into it. And I moved back down, and we had, new skate parks here. And so I was trying it, and plus going to the gym and biking now, and, just keeping my body more and more, and like, my back doesn't hurt anymore. But yeah, I started to find myself, like my body was more loosening up. I can't skate the way I did when I was in my teenage years, but I'm definitely getting some tricks back, and I got some tricks back now. And yeah, then I just kind of kept, constantly riding my board all the time and everything. And about almost 2 years ago, I think November would be 2 years. But before that, that's when I was constantly skateboarding. And I finally, sponsor finally picked me up and told me if I want to drive for the company. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And they recognized my daughter first, and then they asked me. So yeah, so they threw both of us on the company, and I was really stoked, especially for my daughter and everything. And I don't know, it was just from there, I was just, I started constantly skateboarding, and kind of had a little, I was kind of hitting the bottle a little too much, and it kind of had a little life situation there. And so that's when I finally quit drinking. Yeah, November would be 2 years coming up. After that, I was just needed to keep myself busy, and skateboarding was always there. And I just kept skateboarding, and it's just that escape, for me
Yeah.
all the time. And like I said, it's my first love, and
Yeah.
that's all. I do snowboarding, bike, and kickboxing, boxing, and all that. But skateboarding is always there, and it's just the freedom of it. You can do it whenever, anytime, and everything. You don't need to, yeah. But it was just always there, and I started riding my board constantly, and especially getting into the gym. Huge difference, huge. Wish I would have started getting into the gym when I was, a teen, but better late than never. So probably about, I always knew I wanted to try and do something with skateboarding, but I just didn't know what. And like last year, I didn't have a vehicle or anything, and I was kind of on foot there. And like then people were kind of messaging me like saying, "Hey, do you give skateboard? Do you give lessons? Do you want to?" And at that time, it didn't really click in. But then I kind of started thinking, yeah, what if I just kind of give some lessons? But like I wasn't driving though. But if I did go out, I'd say, hey, I'm going out skateboarding. Like if you want to join, you can. Like I don't care. And then they'll say, how much does it cost? Like, just come out and hang out. So there's a company, there's a indigenous group from BC there, from Vancouver, called Nations and stuff. Nations Youth Skate. I saw them doing their thing, and what they do is really good idea. Like they do their how do you say it? Like they donate to the youth and to give skateboarding, like give it back to the youth and all that. And that was a cool idea. Like that's really awesome. That cheers to them. But then, but I just kind of wanted to, like I said, there was just always something there with it, but I just didn't know what to do. There's a lot of groups around here that are coming out with the ideas, which is really, really cool and really rad. There's, like they still have their skate groups and stuff, but there's still a lot of people that still don't fit into that, certain category and stuff. And then this year there were still people messaging me and stuff, and it just started as that. And I was like, I talked to a buddy of mine, Roger. He owns the Topless Pizza Skateboardings, and I talked with him, and I said, hey, I'm getting some people messaging me. Like, I was thinking of an idea. Like, what if we just do a little group session where we just, because he knows all about these. He's been doing it for years, and a lot of people have been charging like people like for skateboarding and everything. And I grew up as, I couldn't afford skateboarding.
Right.
I couldn't afford, certain activities, and, I couldn't. So I was like, well, what if I just, he was like, well, I usually charge about, this much and stuff. And I was like, I don't really want to charge, like if you're willing to, like, this is what I want to do. If you want, he was totally down for it. He was like, yeah, like, maybe we'll do it once a week. And I was like, yeah, that's good. Like, that's good enough. And just kind of, raise awareness to the less fortunate, kind of like the people who can't afford them. And that's where I came from too. I couldn't afford skateboarding, and I know how it feels, and for people that can't afford it and can't fit into certain group or categories or anything like that. So I just went online and I just started making it out there and everything. And yeah, people started coming out, and we started giving the free skateboard lessons. And it's not to like it's nothing like, my crew is better than your crew kind of thing. It's just for anyone and everyone, for the name of it is called Nadukska, and that's Blackfoot for one, as in like everyone is one. It doesn't matter what race you're from, we're all one, old or young. I see people who are older than me who are just getting into skateboarding, and but you can see that they're not feeling uncomfortable, and they don't know when they go to a skateboard. It is a little intimidating, I gotta say, like, it is a little intimidating. And and I'm not trying to speak for everyone, but I speak for myself, saying like, like there is still that a lot of people do say like skateboarding is very acceptable and everything. It is, but there is those certain groups that,
Yeah,
that
I'm sure.
yeah, that don't accept, certain people and stuff. And I'm not trying to talk bad on anyone or anything like that, but but I just kind of see the how you say it. I don't know. I do. People do say, it's. I go at this time because there's nobody there, or I go early, super early because there's no one there, or I go super late because no one's there, and that's just them, not feeling comfortable and stuff. So I just made it where everyone just come and like we just give skateboard lessons for a half hour, and yeah, it's people seem to like it, and they came out, and yeah, we got some. Roger, actually, one of his buddies donated a bunch of boards to us, so yeah, we were able to give some out for the people who didn't have any. So yeah, it's kind of like what Nations did, how they were giving back to the youth and everything. But it's just more like for my community. I don't plan on like doing what I mean the Nations and Cousins Skateboard, they're a big organization. Like I'm just helping out my community here. So I'm not talking about it or anything about them, but it's just like it's really rad, and that's where the inspiration came from, was them and everything. And just the people who were messaging me and everything was just, like I didn't know people were looking up to me to give them lessons and everything. I didn't know I was that good of getting into, skateboarding where I would be giving lessons and everything. So, but yeah, so far it's really fun, and it's just cool to see the people trying and everything. And they still message me like, we plan to do it again next year too. And oh yeah, and for the and then we did the Orange and Streets.
Right. Yeah, I saw about that.
Yeah, we did Orange and Streets there. That was just a quick. It just popped in my head as I was doing the lessons and everything, and like I saw like how they did the rally and the what was that again? Like when they started, bringing awareness. And everything.
Yeah.
And I saw how they did the rally and everything. Like everyone was wearing orange, and I thought that was super cool. And I was like, what if we do that awareness, but in skateboarding, And it's like where I got the idea from was Wild in the Streets. Came from a company called America, and they did just a bunch of skateboarders. And I think it started in BC there where they did their tour, and just a bunch of skateboarders got together and they just, skated throughout the streets, and then they went to a park and did a big jam and everything. And I just thought it would be cool, like what if we, and I wasn't gonna say anything because I don't know, like I don't normally do events or anything, like I'm not, but I'm trying to come out that,
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, and I was like, I told Roger about it, and I wasn't gonna say anything at first. I was just about to go home silently. And it just came out, and I just told him about the idea, and he thought it was a super cool idea, and he was like, yeah, let's you should talk to, he kind of leaded me in the right direction to who to talk to and everyone. I was like, okay. And so I had to get on it right away because like I didn't know what the weather was gonna be and everything. And I mean, it's still nice out, But yeah, it was just I don't know. He kind of led me in the right direction. So I kind of had to get things organized super fast. But everyone that I talked to really thought it was really liked the idea. And I was like, all right, let's do it then. And so it was just a go, and I put out the ads and everything. And Christian from Sinking Ships was a big help. He donated all the shirts and everything, which was super rad. That was awesome of him. And we just got that all organized there. And when we all met up there, I was kind of in awe. Like it was more than what I expected, which was really cool. But like I was in awe. I still can't find the right words to describe it. It was just to have everybody there, and all the skateboarders there, like Borderline, Topless, Sinking Ship, and all those guys, all the skateboarders and from the community come out and ride along with us and everything, and go to the jam. And it was just really fun. It was a fun day, and plan to do it again next year. So it's super cool.
Yeah, what a worthwhile event to have.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That was A great answer. So, like with all great answers, there's lots of follow-ups that I'd like to go back and touch on. So, first, if we can go back to when you were first getting introduced to it,
sure.
you talk about it as first love and as an escape, and how there was always friends there to introduce you or to be alongside you. Do you think that those were the things that really made it that first love for you, that made it so special and stick with you for such a long time?
Like for the friends to be around?
Yeah, friends and the idea of having an escape through.
Oh yeah,
through skating.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said, when I was before I started skateboarding, it was I don't know, I don't know if it was just like being a kid, I saw this toy, and I just wanted that toy.
Yeah.
And I knew I always wanted it. Like it was just always there, but I just couldn't afford it. And like as I started getting older, like I was 13 when I started. And so before that, I was at a young age, I was starting to get into some trouble and whatnot. And I was going in that direction and everything. And I had a group of buddies that I was kind of hanging out, doing that, being in the wrong crowd. And then when my other buddy, when he got his board, I knew I wanted it and I wanted to try it out. So that's when I kind of, like he didn't really know that group.
Yeah.
He knew the group, but he didn't hang out with that group. And when I went to go start skating with him and everything, and I started knowing other people who did skate, and definitely friends were definitely involved in everything, because they would call me up and let's go hang, let's go skate and everything. So that's when I started really getting into skateboarding. But like I said, I didn't have that, I couldn't afford it at that time.
Right.
And everything, my parents couldn't afford it or anything. But my buddies actually, and that's where kind of the idea came from too, was I didn't have a board, but like my buddies would have an extra deck or an extra trucks or wheels, and they would just hand me down, give me hand-me-downs and stuff, or they would know someone who would give me deals and stuff. And so that's how I started skateboarding and everything. That's how I started getting my own boards and everything throughout high school until I graduated. And when I got my own job and everything, that's when I finally afforded it.
Yeah. And then someone who's popped up, I think, a few times now is your daughter. And you talked about how your sponsor recognized her first before they knew you. So what is it about her that made her recognizable? What's brag a little? What's she done?
There's tons. I don't mean to brag, but she plays a really big part in the reason why I did this. Actually,
sweet.
She plays a big part in everything in my life, and why I quit drinking, why I go to the gym, why I work full time still and do what I do. Yeah, when she started growing up, she was just exposed to what I do, like to skateboarding, going to the gym, snowboarding, and going to like boxing and everything. And she was just exposed to that. I never forced her to do it. Like we would show her, like she was figure skating first. Her mom was a figure skater. She just, we got her in some lessons and she really liked it, and she started wanting to do it and picked up on it. And so she really liked it, and as she started growing, she wanted to do little competitions and stuff. So then she ended up winning. She ended up getting her medals and stuff like that. And then she ended up winning. I can't remember. It was like a national skate award, and it was Skater of the Year award, and another. Oh man, sorry, I can't.
Oh, that's fine.
But yeah, she ended up winning 3 awards that year, and then we ended up going to Edmonton first for the one award. Oh, actually, here Lethbridge first, and then we ended up going to Edmonton for the award. And there was like, it was pretty cool because it was like big figure skating community, and I felt so out of place too. Like it was so fancy and everything, but it was for my daughter and everything, and it was like she brought us out, and she was only like, I think she was only 6 at the time, 5 or 6, I can't remember. But yeah, it's like she brought her parents out, because she won these awards, and there was actually Olympic skaters there, Caitlin Osman and I can't remember. I just know Caitlin Owens, but there's other figures, top what was it? Olympic skaters there, which is really cool.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. So it was this big whole thing. And then same thing, we went to the Calgary. Yeah, Calgary. So it was pretty much the same thing, but in Calgary, and it was just a big. And she got an award there, and it was for the same thing. Olympics or Olympians were there and everything, which was really cool. And I was like in awe again, like I couldn't believe it, you know. Like I'm a very how do you say, like appreciative guy over little things and whatnot. Like I still can't believe I'm driving a car right now. Yeah, but still in awe. I'm still in awe today from it. She just likes it. She likes doing that. And then she just started asking, like, I didn't like I was, like I said, she was exposed to it, and I never like brought it to her attention, like, hey, this is skateboarding, you know, you got to watch it, it's super rad and everything. Just like I was just always watching it, or I'll go out with my buddies and whatnot, and then it was just, it's always just sitting by the door too. You know? And finally she just started asking, like, where's my board? And I'm like, what? So I was like, oh, you didn't really ask for one. So, but I was like, yeah, we'll get you a board. So we got her one for Christmas, which is hanging up on her wall right now. She actually got it signed by like top pros, like Andrew Reynolds, Leo Romero, Colin Provost, and all those guys. And we hung it up, and which is pretty cool. So that was her first board, was Creature. And yeah, and then I would always go to the gym, and her sometimes when I remember my car broke down and stuff, and I was taking the bus to the gym, and she would come in and with her mom, and when they picked me up, and she would ask me what I'm doing, like, what are you punching those guys for? And I'm like, oh, it's just boxing and stuff. And she's like, well, can I, like, you know, she started asking about it and everything. I'm like, all right, well, I think you're a little too young, but yeah, we can see what we can do. And finally, we just, she wanted to do that, and we got her into it, and she's been liking it since. So she's been liking that too. And same with mountain biking. She just asked for it, and it's not like we spoil her or anything. Like she's just, we make her earn it too. Like, you know, I don't want to spoil her too much. But yeah, same with mountain biking. She picked up mountain biking and snowboarding. She started snowboarding and everything. And the only thing I can say I kind of tried to get her into was traditional dancing. That was jingle dress dancing. When she was younger, we got her a dress, but she wasn't interested. So, but I wasn't gonna try and force it on her or anything. And I was like, okay. But like probably like 3-4 years ago, she started, a couple of friends of mine that would go to schools, and they would show people like what we used to do, and like kind of traditional ways and everything, what Blackfoot people used to do and all the other cultures. And it would show them like the dance, and they would bring their kid, and she would dance in front of it, and then they would get the class to dance, and they recognized Ray Marie actually, and you know, they recognized her, and that's how she started really getting into it, was from them. And I give big thanks to them too, from the from what they were doing and everything. And then after that, she came home, and she just started saying that she wanted to dance now. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So we finally just got her a dress made, and now she's going to be doing the traditional fancy dancing now, which is really cool. But yeah, to answer your question, sorry, I just kind of got off track.
That's fine. No, this is good stuff.
Yeah, but I just felt like I was never, just growing up, I was like never really embracing my culture. You know, I was always just kind of wanted to be I don't know, trendy with the world and everything and whatnot. And I knew I was always native, but I was always proud of it though. I do know some people who, you know, embrace it and everything. I mean, I wasn't embracing it, but I wasn't embarrassed by it or anything. And just growing up, you know, we always got teased and everything and whatnot. I mean, it kind of goes both ways and stuff, but you know, just the racism and everything and whatnot. Like I would notice my friends kind of teasing the culture too, which was kind of like, you know, you're Blackfoot too, you know. And you know, all that. But once she got hooked on it, she really got interested. She started wanting to learn words, and she still is learning words, and she's been making us get books for her to read, and which is really cool, you know. And when she started asking me like these questions and everything, and I used to be embarrassed because I don't really know how to speak Blackfoot. I do know how to speak some, but which was kind of embarrassing. But you know, when I look at it, it's wasn't really my fault. But it's like started asking me, and my girlfriend was like, you know, you should really look into this stuff. And I was like, yeah, I should, you know, because she's really interested now. And so she's been constantly trying to learn and embracing our culture and everything, which is really, really rad. She's going like we're going back to our roots and everything, and it's from her, you know, especially from skateboarding. I kind of quit skateboarding and I kind of stopped going to the gym for a bit there and biking, but because of her, you know, keeping active and everything, I started missing it. So that's when I was like, I got, you know, this, you know, I want to do it. I want to be activist, you know, I want to skateboard and do all this for as long as I can and everything. So, but yeah, she ended up getting, we were just out in the park, and yeah, we ended up getting picked up from, yeah, a sponsor there, which was really cool. But yeah, just in the end, Ray Marie likes skateboarding, but she also likes other stuff too,
Right. Yeah.
which we were kind of like, for me, I just like doing it for fun. It's just what I like doing, you know.
Yeah.
Like, when I can, I'll just do it. So she likes all these other things and everything, which is super, super rad. And yeah, we just stopped riding for, yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a dumb situation too. And, you know, I was like, you know, I don't want to, yeah. So, but like in the end, it's all about fun, you know, and everything. So she ended up getting picked up, and that's where everything comes from. The motivation is from her and everything. And where I am learning, you know,
Yeah.
to how to speak Blackfoot more and more, and where I do go to the gym, because once she got on it, she was just constant. She just keeps wanting to go, and now she wants to play rugby now. She tried out for rugby, and now she wants to do it next year. So we're like, oh yeah, like let's do it then. So, and yeah, she told me the one day, she was like, I kind of like doing contact sports. And I'm like, oh, that's what you like. And
Yeah.
but yeah, it's you know, I totally support what she does. And like I said, I'm not forcing her to do any of this. I'm not like saying, hey, like you gotta go practice every day and be number one.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's what she likes to do, and she just does it. For not going to the gym, she'll ask if she's not, if I'm gonna go biking, she'll ask. And you know, or you know, I give her a choice too, you know, hey, I'm going out skateboarding, you want to come? No. Or hey, I'm going out, yeah, I'll come. Or you know, I'll just give her a choice, that's it. But I won't completely put the force on her, pressure or anything. Or if there's an event coming up, like she ended up getting first place at the whoop up throwdown, and I was, yeah, like that was all her. Like I was kind of like, I don't know, it wasn't really on my mind. But since she was like, you know, she wanted to go, and I was like, you sure you want to go? You sure you want to enter and everything? And she was like, yeah, all right, well, let's go. So we went and signed her up, and she was telling me to sign up. I was like, no way. So, but yeah, she ended up getting first and everything, and yeah, which is super cool. Yeah, totally support what she does and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. And it's cool to see how the learning and inspiration goes both ways. So she's getting you involved in stuff just as much as you're introducing her to things.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like at that, like when I was younger too, like, you know, as growing up, I was like, we were, you know, pretty poor and everything, dysfunctional. And like kind of growing up, I was kind of like missing out. I felt like I was missing out on a bunch of things, you know, like my buddies went to Disneyland, you know, my buddies would go to the zoo, my buddies would be out of town somewhere, and I never really done that. I was mostly just kind of isolated, you know, at home. But as I grew older, and now I got older, it's kind of like it was a sign. Now Ray Marie came. Now we went to Disneyland. That was the first experience with her, and it was super cool. You know, we got to go, and I was like, man, this is cool, man. Like maybe this is what, you know, maybe this is what it was waiting for.
Yeah.
This is what, yeah. So we got to go to, you know, we got to go to the zoo together for the first time. We got to go to Head Smashing for the first time.
Yeah.
So just a bunch of things that I never got to do. I got to do with my kid for the first time and everything. So which was really cool. So, And like I said, it's all her. Like there was a tournament like about a year ago, kickboxing tournament, and she kept asking me, and I kept saying no because I don't want to see her, get hurt. She kept asking, and I was like, well, if you want to do it, let's train more. And she was like, yes. And she kept bugging me like, yeah, let's train. And so we trained, and she did her first little fight, and she ended up winning her first fight, which was really cool. So and now she wants to step in the ring and boxing now. So I'm like, oh, all right. So, but yeah, that's what she wants to do now. So, but yeah, I totally support it, which is really cool.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. I think a lot of the best athletes are multi-sport athletes.
Yeah. Like I said, like I don't, yeah, which is why we kind of left the sponsor too, is because she, I'm not gonna choose her future for her.
Yeah.
But like hopefully she goes into, but yeah, like I'm not gonna choose a future for her, but there is just these options that are there, and if she wanted something catches her mind, which is something positive, like yeah, I'm gonna support it, like I'm whatever it is. So definitely gonna support her and everything. Yeah. Yeah, she's a big motivator for me. So yeah,
that's incredible. Yeah, I'll have to tell our university rugby team head coach to keep an eye on if she chooses to go that way. We'd take good care of her.
Oh, she'll definitely be in there next year. Yeah, she's been really bugging us, and I think it's actually perfect for her schedule too. So
oh, that's great.
Yeah. So
really incredible, and it's cool to see the impact that you both had on each other.
Yeah,
for sure. And obviously she's a super successful athlete, and not taking anything away from that. I think it's even more impressive how you're able to stay so focused on fun and doing something that you want to do over everything. Where do you feel like you got that philosophy really as a parent with your approach to making sure everything stays fun and she does what she wants to do?
From my fiance Chantel, actually. Yeah, like she's actually a big part of my life. She's been to me for like thin and thick and thin kind of thing. She's all like, we've been together for, it's been 12 years now. I think a little more than that actually. But just the way because I've like growing up, I had no parenting experience. I never even like babysat or anything like that. I was just kind of off my own kind of thing, and just it was kind of like a survival mode growing up and everything. But yeah, when we got together, she was always there, and she'd always like, it was kind of like growing up, and when we had Ray Marie, it was like, we gotta do this, and I started learning from that, and when I started catching on and everything, I was like, oh, like this is, it was kind of crazy because when we were having Ray Marie, it was like, I don't know what kind of friends these guys were, but they were all like, man, it's super hard. Like, man. But I was like, like whatever. But when I had Ray Marie, like I was like, this is my kid, this is what I got to do. And that's the thing. And that's the thing too. I never thought about leaving her or anything like that. I never, especially when I kind of got into alcohol there for a bit, I never did choose a bottle over her. It was always her, it was always, or when I had friends they're going to like a big fun event, it was always her. I always chose her and everything. I always that, I always just chose her, and just growing up with her and everything, and just seeing and just learning from, my fiance too, and then learning from Ray Marie, and then like being a parent, it just started kind of, I don't know how to say it, like kind of all coming together.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, like I'm like any other parent, but like it's just amazing to see, from her to be a baby, and then growing up to communicating with her now.
Yeah.
Now we're like, now we're like best friends. Now we're talking, and she's like my skate buddy. Not only my skate buddy, she's my daughter. We go to the gym together. We go snowboarding, and we're just talking like we're friends and everything. And it's super cool. And it's learning from her, from how because when I was growing up, I never had that, like that excitement or anything, but now growing up and now seeing it, and now seeing like Chantel, and then her seeing her excitement, you know, it's like, man, like she's super excited, and it's over little things too, and it's like, man, like, and it just gets to me, you know, like, and I get super excited over the little things too, and it's just super fun to see her pick up on things, and I get excited too. But yeah, it just started all coming together, and I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to say like I'm the best parent or anything, but like I'm still learning, you know. So, there's still lots to learn, and you know, I will, you know, like I'm still on that journey and stuff. So, and I'm still willing to learn, and you know what's right and wrong and everything. So anything too, like from work and from in my hobbies, you know, like I'm still learning as I grow and everything, and always learning.
Yeah, well, that's an important attitude to be open to it too.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And seeing how everything tied together. And then I guess sticking with the theme of having fun, I think one of the interesting points when I think about skateboarding as an outsider is if you see someone shooting hoops, odds are they compete or are recreationally involved with basketball. If you see someone kicking a soccer ball around, odds are they have or are on a soccer team and play with someone. And the story's not always the same with skating, I find, where you can have such a wide range of recreational, casual, and competitive. But obviously, I have very limited knowledge in it. So from your experience with it, how is the culture in skating so different where you have all these?
I mean, really, it's not really, I mean, the way I see it, like, it's just, like you said, when you see somebody playing basketball, like these are mostly competing and practicing and everything. But yeah, with skateboarding, like I've always just skateboarded because it was fun. It was just getting away, you know, and it's just fun to everybody. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but like, I think it's pretty open to that too. Also, like it's for anyone, really, as any sport should be, and whatnot. So it's like you know, and a lot of people who do competition, like we got, like there's super talented athletes in skateboarding too, like top notch, who are, you know, just insane and everything. And then, but they can, you know, and like they still, then there's not, you know, but it still comes together, and we're, you know, like when I go to a skate park, there's people who are super good and there's people who are not good, but we're all still hanging out together, and we're all still, you know, like trying to feed each other. From when somebody's just trying to do an ollie, we're cheering them on, you know, and it's like super cool to see that. Or somebody just riding down the bank, it's like, hell yeah, like get it, you know. Or somebody doing the biggest trick on the rail or something, you know, like let's get it too. And that's super rad to see, from high level to the just going down the bank or something, you know. I mean, which is still really hard, like which is still, there's like, you know, as my level of skateboarding, there's still some like kids that can't do the same tricks that I do, but when I see them do something like kind of simple that I can't do, I'm like, wow, I can't do that, you know, like, that looks cool. I can't do that. So, but eventually it would all, you know, it's kind of on their certain level of how they skate and everything. So, but it's that's it's definitely cool to see that, as you know, all one to come together and everything, and that kind of skill level too. So
no, that's very cool. Do you think maybe skateboarding is uniquely suited for it, but do you think that other sports should try to make an effort to be more, to approach sport and learning in different skill levels in the same way that skating does?
Ooh. That's a tough question, actually. I mean, definitely, but then there's also, it's more like a lot of the top, you know, like mostly the hockey teams and everything, like they're all competing. You know, so like that's kind of a tough question, and I can't really, I don't really want to, but I mean, that would be super rad. I mean, it would just, I can't really answer that question right now.
No, that's fine. It goes both ways. You can
exactly.
support both arguments, but I know a lot of people who have turned away, I guess, from like the gym or a sport because they felt judged or not. So definitely there's a lot to be said for having a community that supports people even who are just getting going in their journey, for sure.
I mean, like like I said, it goes both ways, but like I've known some people too who, you know, like who do skateboard, and like they get judged and stuff. But then, they don't have to go to that skate park. There's always like the parking lot or just in front of their house or something where they can skate and whatnot. And so, but yeah, I definitely see that too. And but yeah, that's kind of a tough question. But like I said, it's kind of most of these guys are competing at a level where skateboarders are just at a skate park.
It's a bit different.
Yeah, it's a bit different. So, which is really cool.
It is. No, I think it's good to have a mix of both, for sure. But it's definitely neat to look at from an outsider's perspective, definitely.
Yeah.
So then I guess we'll get back to current day a bit more then, and what you're trying to do in the community. Maybe we can go back to Orange in the Streets, and you can talk about. Obviously, you said it was a lot of fun and everyone involved had a great time, but how do you feel the community reacted, or if you got much of a sense of that?
Yeah, I mean, so far, everybody said, like, this is just their words. And I hope it was. But everyone liked it. Everyone came out and everyone said that it was fun. And, they were super stoked about it, I hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, they thought it was a really cool idea. And Cousins wants to do something, like a little collab thing too right now, and which is like, like whatever, let's do it, and what they're doing and Nations is doing. Hopefully we can get Nations in next year, so that would be super cool. Sorry, what was the other question too?
I think it was just talking about the general community reaction.
Oh yeah, but a lot of people thought it was fun, and like it didn't seem like a lot of people, but at the same time it was like turnout better than what I expected.
Right.
It was like a quick kind of 2-week kind of thing. And like I said, I had it in my head before, and then just leading up to it, I just couldn't get it out. I didn't want to like say anything, but then finally I got it out with Roger, and he was like, yeah, he liked the idea. When we did it, everyone was super stoked on it, hoping to do it again next year, and happily that I could do it again next year. So, but yeah, everyone seemed to enjoy it. I got a lot of messages saying how much fun they had, and what I did was really cool. And we had some donations too, and we had that go into the Sage Plan there, and they were super stoked on it too, like what I did for to the community, giving back and everything. So
no, that's really sweet, and I think it's a great idea to use sport as a vehicle to send a message, for sure. What do you think makes sport such a good way to deliver a message?
That's a good question. I mean, I guess the positivity. I mean, a lot of people are drawn to skateboarding. I mean, for anything, skateboarding, basketball or hockey or something. But I don't know, that's a good question. I mean, I guess a lot of people like it. Like skateboarding, and for me, that's just my thing. I mean, that's kind of like my number one passion. I'm not good at it, and I don't plan to be like top pro or anything. I just plan to have fun with it, and that's what this whole thing was about, was just to have fun. And I just happened to go to the skate park and meet up with a bunch of rad people, a lot of cool people, very interesting people too, like, little kids, the older people, and just to talk with them and everything and where they came from and whatnot. It was just fun to, hey, I know all these guys, why don't we, and I talked to Roger and I talked to Ian from Borderline, and it's like, hey, what do you think of this idea? And they, we kind of knew one another and everything, like the whole, and they just thought it was a good idea. And I don't think that answers your question, but
well, you said positivity and fun, and I think those are two great answers in and of themselves. I mean, it's so great to have people have such positive feelings about.
I mean, it's all about fun, like it's all about having fun. Like I always keep that in mind too, and especially when I go out and if Ray Marie is doing a competition, or if someone's doing a competition, just have fun. That's what it's all about. It's just win or lose, have fun. No,
it's easy to lose sight of that. So I think it's good that that's always such a big focus for you. So you've talked about wanting to do a couple events. So what's I guess the next immediate thing in the near future for you that you hope
that's right,
to get done?
Actually, a buddy of mine he used to go to the Lethbridge Boxing Club. He was a coach there. And he coached me when I was going there too. I mean, I still go there till this day. But he's actually doing his own thing, his own little boxing thing, and he wants me to be a coach now. So, which I was like, yeah, to be honored. I didn't know that you saw me as a coach, but yeah, I'll do it. But it's just like, yeah, a lot of, and Cousins wants to do something too. We haven't really, we've kind of been talking here and there, but yeah, with the other sports council there.
Sean,
yeah, like he wants to do an event, and which is super cool, and like I'm really on for anything. So
yeah,
which is, I mean, yeah, if you guys, anybody who wants to reach out and see something, and whoever is reaching out, like Chris or Sean, yeah, I'm willing to do it. As long as it's positivity and everything, and I'm really willing to do it. So. But yeah, that's one of the things coming up. Yeah, after this it was just kind of like a little fun thing that I threw together, like the whole, let's get together, have some skate sessions, lessons, have a skate session and everything, to get together for kids especially, and then like the people who don't really. And that was a lot of fun to do, and then doing orange in the streets, and then Chris was talking about the whole boxing thing before, and then a lot of people are telling me, well, what are you going to do now? And I'm like, oh yeah, like Chris wants me to do his gym thing now, so that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, I'm excited for that to come up now. So then, like I said, just grow with it and learn. There's lots to learn. So I like to learn. So yeah,
that's a great attitude to have towards it. It's good to see someone who's so open and excited about anything. Across multiple sports. Yeah, I mean, also with like I do biking too. Like, I was thinking of something with bike, but I don't know what. We'll just maybe leave that out for now. But I like to do a lot of biking too. It's kind of thinking of something with that, but I don't. Yeah, like I said, we'll maybe talk about that if it happens. But yeah. Yeah, well, if it is, you'll definitely have a place here with us to promote it. That's
for sure. Okay.
Yeah. I think I'll thank you for your time today. And, we'll call it there for sure.
All right.
And so ends another great addition to the YQL series. I was especially appreciative of how open and humble Husky is when he talks about how much learning and growing he still has to do. And it was incredible to see what a two-way learning experience he's had with his daughter, Ray Marie. Thank you, if you are listening, Husky, for coming in to talk with me, and thank you all for listening to this interview. If you have a nomination for the YQL series, please send your emails to info@lethbridgesportcouncil.ca, and I look forward to having you come to listen to the next one. Thank you once again.